Have you ever thought that your innocent morning coffee habit might be quietly making your hair thinner as you get older? If you're over 60 and find yourself wondering why your hair doesn't feel as thick as it used to, you're not alone. Most people think hair loss at this stage of life is only about age or genetics. But the truth is, one of the hidden culprits could be right there on your breakfast table, that warm, comforting cup of coffee you love so much. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't about telling you to quit coffee completely. Coffee has its benefits, and for many of us, it's more than a drink, it's a ritual that brings comfort, energy, and focus. But the way we drink it, especially after our 60s, can quietly affect our scalp health, blood flow, hormones, and the strength of the hair we still have. And those small daily choices can add up faster than we think. Today, we're going to uncover 5 coffee habits that may be harming your hair without you realizing it. These habits are surprisingly common, and many of us have been doing them for years without knowing the impact. The good news? With just a few small changes, you can protect your scalp, preserve your hair follicles, and keep your hair healthier, all without giving up your morning cup. Number 1. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach. For many seniors, the day begins with coffee before anything else. That first sip feels like calm and clarity in a cup. But here's the catch: drinking coffee on an empty stomach can trigger a surge in cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. High cortisol levels don't just make you feel restless or anxious. Over time, they can upset the delicate balance of hormones that keeps your hair growing. Cortisol tells your body to prioritize essential functions, and sadly, hair growth isn't one of them. That means less blood flow and fewer nutrients reach your hair roots. Over time, this can shrink hair follicles, slow new growth, and cause more shedding. This is especially important after 60, when the scalp naturally repairs itself more slowly. To make matters worse, coffee before food can affect how well your body absorbs key vitamins and minerals like B12, biotin, iron, and zinc, all of which are essential for strong, healthy hair. Without them, your follicles can weaken even more. Let me tell you about Alice, a 72-year-old retired librarian. She always began her mornings the same way for decades, a cup of strong black coffee before breakfast. She loved the routine, but over the years, she noticed her hair was getting thinner and her scalp more visible. At first, she blamed age. But after learning how empty stomach coffee affects hormone balance and nutrient absorption, she made a small change, eating a light breakfast before her coffee. Within months, she noticed less shedding, and her hair started feeling fuller again. Alice loved her morning coffee ritual. For decades, she drank it before breakfast, often hurrying out the door right after. But over time, she noticed something troubling: more hair on her pillow, more strands in her brush. At first, she thought it was just age. Then, during a routine checkup, her doctor suggested a simple experiment: eat something before coffee. It wasn't easy at first, habits are hard to change, but within just a few weeks, she noticed less shedding, and her scalp felt healthier. The takeaway? Coffee itself isn't the villain here. It's the timing and how you pair it with your food. Starting your day with a small, nutrient-rich breakfast, maybe oatmeal with nuts or eggs with whole grain toast, can help buffer that cortisol spike and improve nutrient absorption. Over time, this small shift can protect your hair and boost your energy throughout the day. Remember, it's the little daily habits that make the biggest difference. Coffee on an empty stomach may feel harmless, but its effect on your hormones and scalp health is far from minor. So next time you pour that first cup, reach for a bite to eat first. Your hair will thank you for it. Number 2. Excessive caffeine throughout the day. That first cup in the morning can be a comforting, energizing boost. But many seniors don't realize that having too much caffeine, especially in the afternoon or evening, can silently work against their hair health. Here's why: caffeine is a stimulant. It can rob you of deep, restful sleep, and sleep is when your body does its most important repair work. Your scalp and hair follicles rely on those nightly repair cycles to stay strong. When sleep is cut short or becomes shallow because of caffeine, those repairs don't fully happen. Over time, the follicles can weaken, shrink, and produce thinner strands. Poor sleep also raises stress hormones like cortisol, which disrupt the natural hair growth cycle. Add to that another hidden problem: caffeine can dehydrate you if you're not drinking enough water to balance it. A dehydrated scalp becomes dry, itchy, and flaky, which irritates hair follicles and leads to breakage. Combine that dryness with poor nutrient absorption from disrupted sleep, and you've got the perfect recipe for thinning hair. I once spoke with John, a 68-year-old retired teacher who sipped coffee almost non-stop throughout the day. He loved the energy it gave him, but over time, he began waking up tired and restless and noticing more scalp visibility in the mirror. He never suspected the coffee, until a nutritionist pointed it out. John cut back to 1 or 2 cups in the morning, stayed hydrated, and swapped his late-day coffee for herbal tea. Within months, his sleep improved, his stress eased, and his hair loss slowed dramatically. Managing caffeine isn't about giving up the drink you love, it's about pacing and timing. Most experts recommend avoiding caffeine after midday so your body has time to wind down for deep sleep. Replace that late afternoon cup with a calming herbal tea or simply a glass of water. Your hair, and your sleep, will both benefit. Keeping your scalp hydrated and your body ready for restful sleep is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. And if you've made it this far in the video, I'd love for you to drop a number 2 in the comments so I know you're still with me. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on the bell. It's the easiest way to make sure you never miss tips that could protect your health and happiness. Your support means the world and helps us keep creating content to inform and inspire you. Number 3, sugary coffee drinks. For many seniors, coffee becomes more than just a caffeine boost, it's a sweet treat. Creamers, syrups, sugar, whipped toppings, these little extras make the cup taste indulgent and comforting, especially in social moments or during a relaxing afternoon. But here's the hidden problem: those sugary add-ins can quietly fuel inflammation in your body, including your scalp, and that inflammation can contribute to hair thinning. Sugar spikes your blood sugar levels, which then trigger a rush of insulin. This can overstimulate certain hormones, particularly androgens, which are linked to shrinking hair follicles and a common form of hair loss known as androgenetic alopecia. Excess sugar also creates chronic inflammation, which can damage the hair follicles themselves, making it harder for them to grow strong, healthy strands. And it doesn't stop there. High sugar intake can reduce your body's ability to absorb essential hair-friendly nutrients like vitamins A, C, D, and E. Combine that with reduced blood flow to the scalp caused by inflammation, and your follicles are left struggling for oxygen and nourishment. Take Karen, a 69-year-old grandmother who loved her daily caramel macchiato. She had no idea that her afternoon indulgence was quietly irritating her scalp and contributing to hair thinning. Once she switched to black coffee or lightly sweetened versions and focused on a nutrient-rich diet, she noticed not only a boost in her energy but also fuller, healthier-looking hair. If you love flavored or sweet coffee, you don't have to give it up completely, just make small swaps. Try cinnamon, nutmeg, or a drop of vanilla extract instead of sugary syrups. Even a splash of milk or a natural sweetener like stevia can satisfy your taste buds without triggering the inflammation that harms your hair. This isn't about denying yourself a pleasure, it's about protecting your hair, scalp, and overall vitality, especially after 60, when your hair naturally faces more challenges. Number 4, replacing meals with coffee. For some seniors, whether due to busy days, low appetite, or simply habit, coffee ends up replacing proper meals. Cup after cup becomes a stand-in for breakfast or lunch, without much actual food to back it up. While coffee may suppress your hunger in the short term, it provides no real nutrition. Over time, skipping balanced meals robs your body, and your hair, of the protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals it needs to grow and maintain strong strands. Without those building blocks, hair follicles can weaken, growth can slow, and hair becomes more prone to shedding and breakage. This habit, replacing real meals with coffee, can have serious consequences not just for your overall health but for the vitality of your hair. Hair follicles rely heavily on essential nutrients like protein, iron, vitamins B12 and D, and omega-3 fatty acids to grow and stay strong. When coffee takes the place of a balanced meal, your body misses out on these critical building blocks. Skipping meals in favor of coffee can also cause blood sugar imbalances and hormonal disruptions that weaken hair follicles and speed up thinning. Coffee triggers the release of adrenaline and cortisol, which can temporarily make you feel alert, but when this happens on an empty stomach, it activates a stress response that quietly harms scalp health. I remember meeting Frank, a 70-year-old retired engineer who often skipped breakfast and lunch, running purely on coffee to get through the day. Over time, he noticed his hair thinning more quickly and his scalp feeling dry and irritated. After consulting a nutritionist, Frank began adding small, nutrient-dense meals alongside his coffee, things like eggs, yogurt, and smoothies. Within months, he saw less shedding and a noticeable improvement in hair texture. Another hidden problem? Hydration. When coffee replaces food, it also often replaces water intake. Without enough hydration, the scalp becomes dry and flaky, and hair turns brittle, breaking more easily. The key is balance. Enjoy your coffee, but make sure it's paired with nutritious meals and plenty of water. Your hair, your energy, and your mood will all benefit. If you often find yourself reaching for coffee instead of a meal, try prepping quick, easy-to-digest options, a handful of nuts, a boiled egg, or a smoothie. These can provide the essential nutrients your follicles need without feeling like a big effort. Remember, your hair is a reflection of how well you care for your body as a whole. Coffee can absolutely be part of your routine, but it should never replace the nourishment your scalp depends on for strength and resilience. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, comment number 4 below so I know you're here. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss valuable tips that can protect your health and happiness. Number 5. Relying on instant or low-quality coffee. Not all coffee is created equal, and when it comes to hair health, the quality of your coffee matters more than you might think. Many seniors choose instant or low-grade coffee for convenience or affordability. While it might seem harmless, these options often contain additives, chemical residues, or impurities that can quietly interfere with hormonal balance and scalp health over time. Lower quality coffee also tends to have higher levels of acrylamide, a chemical formed during the roasting process. Acrylamide has been linked to oxidative stress, a process that damages cells throughout the body, including the ones inside your hair follicles. Oxidative stress weakens the follicle's ability to produce strong, healthy hair and can accelerate thinning. Some people don't realize that their choice of coffee can affect their hair health, especially as they get older. Instant coffee, for example, often contains fillers and preservatives. For sensitive individuals, these additives can trigger inflammation, which may reduce scalp circulation and weaken hair follicles over time. I remember meeting Linda, a 75-year-old retired nurse. She switched from freshly brewed coffee to instant because it was faster and easier. Over the next few years, she noticed her hair becoming dull, brittle, and noticeably thinner. When she returned to freshly ground, high-quality coffee, and reduced her daily intake, her hair slowly regained its shine and strength. The reason is simple: quality coffee contains more antioxidants. These powerful compounds help fight free radicals, which damage cells and speed up aging, including aging of the scalp and hair. By upgrading to better coffee, you give your body stronger protection against this damage. If you've been drinking instant or low-grade coffee for years, try switching to freshly ground beans from a reputable source. You don't have to give up your morning ritual, just make it a healthier one. Along with staying hydrated and eating a balanced diet, this small step can help your hair look fuller, stronger, and more vibrant. Your hair deserves care from the inside out, and coffee quality is part of that care. It's not just about avoiding harmful habits, it's about embracing better choices that support your health and well-being. Final thoughts: the way you enjoy coffee can make a real difference to your hair as you age. Simple habits, like not drinking coffee on an empty stomach, managing caffeine intake, skipping the sugar, avoiding coffee as a meal replacement, and choosing high-quality beans, can protect your scalp and keep your hair healthier for longer. These tips aren't about giving up what you love, they're about honoring your body and helping you feel your best. Every cup of coffee is a chance to nourish yourself. Start today, and let your hair be one of the many things you celebrate in your golden years. Thank you for watching. If you learned something new today, share your thoughts in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support keeps us inspired to bring you more useful content. See you in the next video.